Hello and happy new year. Welcome back
Woo-woo.
to the podcast. It kind of feels like I haven't said that line in a long time. But we're back. And as you can see if you're watching this, we do still have our Christmas decor up.
That we do.
It's kind of symbolic for my house as well.
Mine as well. My
Yeah.
family's Christmas decorations are still up. If it was up to me, we would keep Christmas decor up through the month of January.
I
feel
thought you were
like
gonna say all year.
no. That's excessive. But I feel as
We
if
can leave the Christmas lights
I just
up
want
till January.
I want to honor Taylor Swift.
No,
I want to still
that
be
is
holly
not
jolly.
why.
I feel like the holidays flew by this year. I can't name one Christmas activity I did. I made a gingerbread house, and that was after Christmas. That was the day after Christmas.
With hot glue.
Yes, hot glue was used. It was cute. I
Cheatiness.
sent it to you. You were jealous. I'll send a picture. It'll be right here. Hopefully, it looks like a little donut shop.
Yeah, it did fly by, but the days between Christmas and New Year's, I really don't know. It felt like a whole year passed,
Easily
um,
365 days.
at least.
Mhm.
So I forget how to podcast, so apologies for whatever goes on today. But on Christmas Eve, we got to watch the Lions win their division.
We did. That was monumental.
Big news for us.
Big day, big happy day.
Big controversy in the NFL. I'm sure everyone probably heard about this, but how when they were playing the Cowboys, they were about to win the game, and then the ref made a call that literally lost us the game. So
Yeah, it was
pretty controversial call there. Kind of was everywhere, but that was depressing. But at least we won our division first time since 1993.
that was huge. That was exciting.
Big news. Yeah, what else happened? I don't know if you saw this, but I've seen this all over my For You page. So obviously we went through Christmas. Where have we been? We went through Christmas.
It was your birthday.
I turned 28.
We're 28 now. I don't think
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm not a fan.
You know what? It's better than turning 29 because that I think is going to hurt next year.
That's true.
Like that's going to be a hard pill to swallow.
And for whatever reason, 29 feels worse than 30. I don't know how.
Yes,
don't
I
know
feel
why.
like 30 is a little bit more exciting. Like a new decade almost, new possibilities. 29 just feels like Thursday.
That's
You know
crazy.
what I mean?
I like Thursdays.
I do too, so maybe it'll be a good year.
Okay. Let's just put
We're
that
on
out there. It'll
Wednesday
be a
right now.
good year. But no, I saw this all over TikTok. We also had New Year's. And I saw this after New Year's and I was so confused because it's not anywhere else besides TikTok. That fireworks hit the ball in Times Square,
Yeah.
and what they showed on TV was really from like previous recordings.
Well, because you know what else I learned?
What?
Via TikTok. A small creator, their TikTok may have gone viral since, but it was somebody that had gone not this year to Times Square New Year's Eve, but the year before. And she was talking about the ins and outs, but she also mentioned that every hour on the hour leading up to New Year's Eve or like midnight, the ball dropped. And then it's like 6 hours to go. They have like an excessive countdown for each hour. So I think they used one of those.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I couldn't find it anywhere besides TikTok saying that the ball like exploded
I feel
and they
like
showed
they
a
were trying
different
to
thing.
make it like seem like it didn't happen.
Yeah, that was wild. Well, I also learned that you have to buy tickets to go to Times Square on New Year's Eve, which I thought it was just like a crowd,
Like a free
free for all
gathering. Kind of like you don't buy tickets to go to a Thanksgiving Day parade, or do you in New York?
Well,
I don't
not
think you do here.
Yeah, not here. You just go.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I thought it was, kind of like a parade. Like you just kind of show up.
Yeah,
the public
I would
is welcome.
imagine.
But apparently, you buy tickets. You're not
Interesting.
allowed to bring food, water, alcohol,
You can't
chairs.
bring water?
No, and you can't sit either. Like you're not allowed to bring like a little folding chair or whatever. And if you move from your spot, you're
done.
You're done. And so everybody wears diapers and like goes to
That's
the bathroom.
disgusting.
Yeah. Imagine being in that crowd for like 24 hours.
That sounds like my worst nightmare. That sounds like, I feel like as a kid, you see people in Times Square and you think to yourself, oh, that would be kind of cool. A nice little bucket list item, something cool to experience. But knowing what we know now, absolutely not. I would never want to do that.
I was actually laughing because the guy that I saw doing the interview talking about how like
panty liner guy?
Yes. And it was so the guy pulls out like a woman's panty liner.
I did see this.
And is like I think he thinks it's a diaper. And so he's like, "Oh yeah, I just use this and pee." And like everyone around was kind of like, are you talking about like a diaper? Or are you wearing like an actual like panty liner?
I don't think one of those could hold.
Right. No, you for sure wouldn't think so.
I remember, and he was pretty clear with it too. He was like, we're all the same here. We're all peeing.
We're all using this. And like everyone
I think
around.
he might have been the only one.
Everyone around is like, we're using diapers. But like, which was also still just so weird. But it was kind of giving like, you remember that scene in She's the Man? And they put the tampons in their nose for like bloody noses. It was kind of reminding me of that. It's like, it's really not what it's for, but I guess it could work. Like, I guess.
Poor guy.
Yeah. I was like,
we're all doing it.
Yeah.
We're all in this together. Because he like searched through his jacket.
He thought it was so relatable.
Was
like,
not.
Everyone was like,
What else did he have then if he could not have water, food? Like, what did they just expect these people to starve? How have people not passed out doing this?
I feel like it's one of those things where people probably sneak in like little
saltine crackers.
Yeah, like
granola bars.
Yeah.
You have to.
But I don't know. It just doesn't seem fun. But also a lot of things, like I feel that this year I saw a lot of videos of people being so negative about kind of having any plan at all for New Year's Eve.
I feel like the general public was very against celebrating New Year's Eve. Period.
Yeah, it was like if you're going to a ticketed event, like
you suck.
Yeah.
Go.
You're weird.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, we literally went to a ticketed event.
I know. I felt kind of like people were poking fun at that.
Yeah, it was definitely like frowned upon this year for some reason. I don't know. Like, what do people do? I guess go to dinner and stay home. But
which sounds nice.
Yeah, I do that a lot though.
Yeah,
so
we do that like almost half the weekends out of the year. We are going to dinner and then going to bed.
I mean, I feel that I will probably do that next year. There's a pretty large
could be made for
large
me as well.
chance, but I don't know. At least with like a group of friends.
Yeah. But we did have fun this year. We did something a little
different. And
different.
I'm glad we did that. I do think it was fun. It was like a ticketed event, but it was really just our friends, so it wasn't like open to the public. So that was nice. We just like set up a thing with like a restaurant, and it was really nice to have just people we know.
Yeah.
But it's definitely more of like a formal thing. We were wearing heels, dresses.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
I got my makeup done.
And I kind of did wish I had sweatpants on at some point.
Honestly, there was a point before we left when we were gathering our sandals to wear. Since it was a party that we knew a good amount of people that were going to be at it, we could have just like made a PSA like, hey, around 11 o'clock, all the girls bring a change of like satin cute pajamas or like sweatpants, and we all could have changed.
We could have done that anyway.
We could have.
Who was going to judge us?
No one was going to judge us, but I just felt like it was something we should have pre-planned, and that when we were grabbing the sandals, that was not the time to make that call.
True.
For the group.
We packed a literal bag of sandals so that if we wanted to dance, we didn't have to dance in our heels, which is like a move. It's a good choice, but it was just kind of ambitious.
It was. We didn't put the sandals on.
We didn't. What else happened? Oh, freaking for the New Year's
Times Square fiasco.
No. What's the thing called with Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper that they host? Anyways, they were no.
They host like the ball dropping. Yeah,
there's like multiple.
Ryan Seacrest's big party. Miley's.
Why are you saying it like
As I feel like it is like the big party.
the big party?
Miley's was canceled this year. Miley's rockin'
Why?
her. That's what I'm saying. They all have like weird names. It's like Miley's rockin' New Year's Eve.
Yeah, Miley's Rockin' Eve.
I don't know what theirs is
We
called.
didn't even really watch this year, but I was happy to hear that Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper were allowed to drink this year.
Justice for them. Thank God.
Literally, the internet bullied the network into letting them drink.
As
That's
they
crazy.
As they
I love
should.
it. They've been hosting that thing for like 7 years now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, long time.
That's a minute.
But that was fun. We didn't really watch it, but
no,
that felt kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie.
not seeing the ball drop.
Yeah.
It didn't feel real.
Yeah,
Honestly, it was. People were also saying on the TikTok that just New Year's Eve in general was just super anticlimactic. And I feel like for us too, like we had like the dinner half of the night where we were all downstairs and then the party was upstairs. But we didn't start the party until 11. So by the time the midnight came around, it was like, Happy New Year.
yeah. Like we had just started
Yeah.
partying, so we were like,
And
it's
normally
already
that's like the
New
peak of
Year.
the night. It just like felt like it happened really
yeah,
early.
it came fast.
Yeah, it came
Yeah.
fast.
It was fun. That was the Gatsby theme, so we tried our best to look Gatsby.
We were Gatsby-esque.
Yeah.
Inspired. Gatsby
We
inspired.
didn't see anyone eating grapes under the table because that was a whole thing this year too, that apparently if you're single at midnight you're supposed to go underneath a table and eat 12 grapes so
It's
that you
very
have
specific.
luck and love in the new year, which like I kind of wish we would have seen somebody do that.
Well, I thought that our good friend, who we've mentioned on here before, Tracy, was going to eat 12 grapes. She told me that she had 12 grapes packed.
They
were in the bag?
We packed them at my house,
So they were in the
but
bag.
we didn't bring them.
Oh, we didn't bring them?
No.
Well, we should have brought them because, you know, a lot of the people there were in relationships.
That
So,
is true. That is true.
There wasn't, you know, many people that should be under the table eating grapes. Unless it's
That
good for
makes
you when you're in a
sense.
relationship.
That makes sense. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
No.
You wouldn't catch me under there.
Mm.
I also, it's crazy because I allowed grapes in my house, which I'm so paranoid. I don't usually let people bring grapes to my house because
Since when? I brought a
if
fruit tray with grapes.
it doesn't make sense. I know. But if I'm specifically asked, like for a charcuterie board or something, I will ask the person not to bring grapes because I feel like everybody knows chocolate is bad for dogs, but not everybody knows grapes can also
Harm
kill your
dogs.
dogs. Yeah. So I don't like when people bring them over because I feel like no one rushes to grab like a grape off the floor.
No, in the same way that they grab chocolate off the
Yeah.
floor.
So it makes me nervous. So I
Good
specifically
PSA.
usually ask people to not bring them. But it just so happened that when we were watching the Lions game, a friend brought
Grapes.
grapes in their fruit tray, and I was like, damn you. But also, I'll pack these up for Tracy and hide them in the fridge.
So they were ready to go.
Yeah, so they were ready for her, but
she'll have luck and love without the grapes. It'll be fine.
exactly.
She's good.
What else? I saw this too. Everybody, I feel like instead of doing resolutions this year,
Everyone made an in-out list.
everyone's doing what's in for 2024 and what's out.
I feel like we are all acting like we are in the Click Books. Did you ever read the Click Books? Where the pretty committee, Massey. This is highly relatable. A lot of people read these books. It was in the end of like, not every chapter, but a lot of the chapters. She would type up on her little computer what's in and what's out. And it was,
I do kind of remember that.
Yeah. It was
Oh
like
my
very
gosh.
dramatic. And it was
Yeah.
always like very dramatic, like
I kind
statements.
of like it though.
I love it so much more than a resolution because I said prior to New Year's Eve, I was like, I don't want to make a resolution.
Yeah.
I just feel like I hate resolutions. And if anyone asks me what my resolutions are, I'm going to say I do not have any. Not
Yeah.
to say I don't have goals for this year. I do. I just don't like
It's
the
not going to happen
term.
at the first of the year. Like,
No.
you're not just going to change overnight.
I'm going to ease into my year and have a slow January.
That's nice. What about dry January?
I'm going to attempt said drive. We talked about this on the drive over.
I know.
But
I feel like if you say it here, you have to do it.
I, Brittany Edney, am doing dry January. Say it for yourself.
I will also do dry January.
We'll see. We'll see about that
I
in
don't really
about.
have plans for January, so I feel like it would be easy.
I don't have too many plans at the moment.
Yeah, me neither. But like it's like 2 days in, so what do we really
So
know?
there's like 2 weekends where drinking could occur. Like, here's the thing: if somebody asks, like, say, like weekend 2 or 3, do you want to bar hop during the day?
That is so. Why would you be bar hopping?
Because I feel like it happens like every winter, we have one day where we bar hop.
Who?
Me and you.
When?
I don't know. We do it in the winters. I saw when I was looking through my recap.
That's crazy.
There's usually a day where we randomly will go and bar hop in the winter during the day. And that's an activity I really do enjoy. Day drinking.
Yeah, we could do it in February.
Fair.
There you go.
Let's make a plan for February so it doesn't happen in January.
Exactly. But also, like,
Is Evan going to do it with you?
he says he is.
I can't commit Brian to this. I think he already drank this year.
Uh-oh.
It's
What, watching the Michigan game? Yeah.
Brian is a big Michigan fan. They won the Rose Bowl. Haley looked like she wanted me to absolutely change when I walked into her
Yeah,
house.
how can you wear that?
Yeah, she's not a fan, but go blue, baby.
Relax. Oh my God. Ew. Go green. All right, let's do our New Year ends and out. Okay, let's start with ends.
Mm-hmm.
So I said trying something new once a month.
I like that. I
In.
love that, actually.
New restaurants, new activities, new hobbies. I've been hearing about this thing. What's it called? Where you like you like roll the ball and then you like Swiffer in front of it.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm so serious.
You mean? Now I can't think of it. They do it in the Olympics.
Why did I
That's
say
not shuffleball.
Why did I say Swiffer?
Because that's what it kind of reminds me of, a little Swiffer motion. They do it in the Olympics. What do you mean? Anybody can just be doing that?
Yeah.
And you don't know what it's called? I thought you were going to say, there's this new thing called pickleball.
No,
people are really
but I have heard
into.
of pickleball and I do want to try that too.
Yes, I think it would be fun. What is it called?
I don't know. Can't think of it.
I want to say carpeting.
It's something with the C.
Easy. Olympic.
Oh my God.
Olympic winter sport.
I don't feel like any Olympic sport is easy.
Riding a sled is easiest. A bobsled? No, that looks scary.
No, it's not winter. Anyways,
it is
somebody
a winter.
comment what it is. You know what we're talking about. You roll
Everyone's
the ball
seen it.
and then you Swiffer in front of it. Anyways, so I would like to try that. And what did you say here?
What did I say?
Dinners on weekdays?
Oh, yeah, just when I feel like
I'd love to hear it.
I know exactly what my train of thought was here.
Dinners on weekdays?
Like dinner,
you have
going
to
to dinner with friends on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Like we did for my birthday. My birthday was on a Tuesday, and traditionally we would go either like the Friday before, Friday after, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday for birthday dinner. But I remember us talking afterwards, like that was kind of a vibe going to Tuesday dinner.
It was. But my whole week did feel weird.
I kind of liked it, though. Just because it was December is the end of the year, time didn't really count at all. So,
okay.
Just something to think about.
Next in for 2024.
Big on this one.
Limiting TikTok time.
We love you, TikTok, but we need some boundaries.
You can literally set a limit on your phone.
I'm not willing to do that.
I did that today.
Did you?
Yeah.
What's your limit?
1 hour.
Okay.
I did.
I think you're going to change it.
I thought maybe I should start. I did reconsider like at one point today.
An hour?
I was thinking I should start at 2 and then dwindle down to
2
1.
hours feels reasonable, but an hour, like over the course of an entire day, like that's like.
Yeah. But it resets at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like a lot of my scrolling happens between the hours of like midnight and 1.
That's what I don't want to do anymore. I don't want
no
to
scrolling in bed.
No scrolling in bed. Very limited phone time in bed. Like once I'm going to bed, I need to put my phone down and put it away because my mind needs to focus on sleeping. My sleeping has been terrible lately. Last night, I didn't fall asleep till 6 a.m. I thought I had insomnia.
Yes, but also,
And I took 2 melatonin.
yeah, but we talked about this like 2 weeks ago. You did not learn from my mistake, and I talked about it on the podcast.
What was your mistake?
That you took a congestant.
Not that day.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. So that just like throws you off, man.
Oh, because I took a decongestant like a week prior.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you're
I
making
took it
bad
on Christmas.
You're
When I
making-
was having my anxiety attack. Was that on Christmas?
Oh yeah, she like texted
I
me.
had
She's
a-
like, my heart's beating out of my chest,
It
but
did.
I had a Claritin D this today. I
And
was like,
something
that'll do it.
else. I had a
That'll do
Claritin
it.
D and another medicine, I think. And Excedrin. I took Excedrin at the same time.
That'll do it.
My heart was pounding like this.
Yeah.
Like crazy. And I was having the craziest, and I had a beautiful Christmas. Great time with my family. But there was a point where I was just laying on, there was a picture I sent to
Oh my
myself
gosh.
to you. I just had an ice pack on my chest, and I was just like, when will this anxiety end?
That's rough.
But yeah, no TikTok at when
So that's an out.
going to bed. It's out.
Scrolling in bed out.
We're not gonna do it.
In drinking more water, specifically
Water.
in January.
Specifically in January, but also specifically water before coffee. This will come up in our outs, but you know what's out for me? Coffee in the morning.
Same. I agree.
Coffee is now an afternoon treat and pick me up when needed. But coffee is no longer a requirement first thing in the morning.
No, they say you shouldn't drink it in the morning because it like messes up your cortisol levels and
Yes.
stuff.
I need to drink
But
lots of water.
I haven't been. Since a couple months ago when we talked about it on here.
You've been good.
I really still like. I only get it in the afternoon if like I know I have to be up for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm really tired. But other than that, I'm not drinking it right when I wake up.
My downfall is when I have to go into the office for work. I feel with every fiber in my being that I need physical coffee from a coffee shop. Like I need.
So what are you gonna do?
I need to change my habit. Just needs to be a habit change because I think it's less of like I need it. It's more of like I know when I drive into work, I stop, I grab coffee, and I continue on my way into my little treat. I
Yeah.
need a different little treat or something in the morning that gives me the will to go into the office.
That's another thing I put for my 2024 in getting up earlier.
Yeah.
I am not a morning person. I struggle in the mornings. But I did start today. I got up at like 7:30. I stayed in bed.
That's good for you.
I stayed in bed till 8, but I got up.
And you are not a morning person. I
No.
used to be a morning person where I would do morning workouts before work, and I would like to get back to that. And I think I said that last year too. But I feel
It was literally, I'm not just calling you out because I think I said something similar, but like we did have this exact conversation
Yes,
on
we
New
did.
Year's last year.
we did.
But it's okay. Like we're
Fine.
growing, we're learning.
We're growing. We're 28 now. Things are different.
Yeah. More brain developed.
My brain, my frontal lobe is doing awesome. And basically, I'm going to get up earlier because the days when I actually get up at like 5, 6 in the morning and go work out and then start my day, I feel like I could run through a wall with like the kind of like,
I know
I
what you
understand
mean.
why people who are morning people and work out at 5 in the morning brag about it because you're on a different level of high and a different level of life when that is your constant.
Yeah.
Like it's something to brag about. I will never shame someone for bragging about being a morning person because you're living life before the birds are living life. Like it's crazy.
That is. Okay. Another N, organization. I
Tell
want
me
to organize
more.
my whole life, but I said specifically closet. This was actually, so I asked Evan his too. He has been needing to do this since we moved into
Perfect.
this house. He just like kind of put his stuff in there and never.
No rhyme or reason. Just
No.
there.
Yeah. And he has like a dresser in his closet where he could easily organize all the things that are on top of said dresser.
Oh, there's a lot of items up there.
Yeah. That's what he, that's.
Are things like Do his socks have a drawer of their
Yes,
own?
that's
Okay.
about it.
Oh,
But
that's
the
where we're
rest
at.
just kind of, hats are just kind of thrown up there,
Ah.
belts are just kind of thrown up there. It's just one of those things, and he doesn't want to do it because the first step is like getting rid of a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
and he's had it literally since high school, and he just hasn't gone through it,
I see.
and he's avoiding that.
I see.
But he said he's gonna do it this year. That's
And
in.
you're gonna keep your closet organized too?
Yeah, that's my plan.
That's a good plan.
It
Maybe
usually
start
happens.
small.
It usually happens once a year,
Yeah.
and then it gets a mess.
Yeah. I probably too could have the same goal. I do need to I almost put this as like an in or an out, just the idea of like reducing overconsumption because I have fallen victim to like buying a lot of clothes off Amazon and stuff that like I don't need. Like there's so many
Yeah.
shirts in my closet that I have not worn in 2 years, but I like knowing that they're there and I feel like that could be a problem,
It's definitely
you know?
something I think a lot of people do. They wear the same like 5 things, but then they
Same.
just keep everything because they feel better knowing they have the option, even though they'll never touch it. That's what I do.
That's what I do. I was gonna put this as an in as well. It's not on the list, but I think could be added to the list. Outfit repeating. I think it's an in. I love outfit repeating. When I find an outfit
No,
I
you know
know
what
I
it
like.
is?
What? A
Capsule wardrobes
capsule
are in.
wardrobes are
In.
but not in the way in which you need a new capsule wardrobe for every season because the people that do that are playing into the overconsumption. We just need one capsule wardrobe.
I think
And
that's a
that's the
good
tea.
end. Okay. Cooking more at home.
Yes, I did add this. I want to cook more. I like cooking. I can cook. Do I cook that often? Not as much as I should. I want to make my lunches when I'm at home. When I'm at home, I don't need to be ordering Panera off DoorDash. Like that just doesn't need to be done all the time.
Once in a while, but not.
In December there was times where I was eating Panera twice a day. It was a bit of a lot.
What?
Yeah, with you.
Twice a day?
Yeah, I would get it for lunch and then we would get it before we podcast.
That's on you. I wasn't getting it twice a day.
Yes.
It was because we had to switch our meal from Chipotle to something else because I still
To
can't.
something else. I just said Panera. And
No, but I just honestly, this is so terrible, but I can't look at meat the same since I got food poisoning in
it's a
Mexico.
personal problem. I've been starting to crave Chipotle again for like the first time since November because I had a similar problem. But let me tell you something.
Feel free.
During the
Go for it.
pandemic, me and my parents, we used to have taco night. And let me tell you, it hit harder than Taco Bell or any like fast food type situation ever.
What?
Yeah, making your own tacos at home, delicious. They're so good.
I
You
kind of
feel-
want that now.
And you feel like better about it too because the ingredients aren't so like they're still processed to an extent, but not in the way in which Taco Bell is processed.
That sounds
At home tacos?
no.
Taco
Well,
Bell?
both, but yeah.
Well, fuck. And
I
like
know.
pizzas, you taught me how to make a great personal pizza. Like I
do
crave
crave
this.
those.
I made one today. It was delicious. And just knowing you made it yourself, a little bit of pride. Chipotle at home.
What do you mean?
Just getting the
Oh, like
ingredient.
making your
Yeah,
own
making your own
bowl.
Chipotle.
It never tastes anything like.
I think it tastes better sometimes.
That's wild.
Yep. So that's just my hot take is sometimes cooking like, you know what I want to learn how to make? One of those smashed Big Mac burgers. Have you seen those? The smashed one? It's like a Big Mac.
No.
They look so good. I've been on a cheeseburger kick. Me and Brian ate cheeseburger egg rolls in Disney, and I'm going to learn how to make one this year.
Well, you can come cook for us.
That's my rant.
I agree. Cooking more at home. I kind
You
of cook a lot.
I think.
I know, but also I do get lazy a lot, and I like
Ebbs and flows. We
I
can't fully commit to one thing all the time.
no, but I need to stop ordering
Yeah. No.
food. I was thinking maybe like weekdays cooking, not eating out.
Yeah.
Weekends eating out.
Yeah. I think that's a good goal.
Okay, what's next on our ends?
I put Diet Pepsi because traditionally
Why?
we are Coke
And
Zero
I will
girls
stand by
through and
that.
through.
And
I
I
will stand
will.
by it too, but is it something we really put as an in? No, that's a constant. That's a staple. That's like
So you think only for 2024 you're going to be drinking Diet
I think
Pepsi?
Diet Pepsi is the drink of the year for me. Like I have a Diet
I'm
Pepsi in front of
shocked.
me right now,
I'm
and
shocked.
I was recently telling you about this Diet Pepsi I had, and so I was at this little diner, and I was finishing my meal. Brian and I were out to eat. And this sweet waitress brought me not just one, but 2 Diet Pepsis to go. Why 2? I don't know. She was giving Brian one. Brian doesn't drink pop. He was drinking a water at there. And it was just like the perfect ice ratio. It was so fizzly. Like, I may go back to this restaurant just to get Diet Cokes to go.
Coke or Pepsi?
Diet Pepsi
Mm-hmm.
to go. Don't trip me up like
You
that.
said it.
It was so good. And it was just like,
It does happen once in a while, but I feel
it
like it's
hit
really
different.
hit or miss. Like I can always rely on a Coke Zero. But if I get a Diet Pepsi, sometimes
Not the same.
it's not like I can't count on it. It's not reliable.
The spot in which I specifically told you I went and at said diner, their Diet Pepsis hit different, and I would
Well, I'll
recommend.
have to go try it.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing we said is in this year, red wine.
Red wine. And a couple months ago, I would have told you I hate red wine. I don't like it. Not good.
I still have not seen you drink a full glass of
I
red
did
wine.
on Christmas Eve at Brian's family's Christmas
I didn't
Eve.
see it, so it doesn't count.
We had red wine. You know when else I had red wine? When I was drinking around the world in Epcot. Delicious. Does it make my mouth look a little blue? I'm not a fan of that.
That for sure happened.
That's an out for me for sure. Not something
Nothing
my mom
you
would
can
be
do
proud
about
of.
that.
Nothing you can do. Not my problem.
I think the red wine is in. I
Red
like
wine,
it. It's so
classy.
cozy.
Cozy.
It's so cozy.
Mature. I think we're just getting old.
We really, though, ever since Traverse City,
We're wine
have been
girlies.
drinking wine.
No. I was thinking about drinking wine this weekend.
It's a kick. It's
but
like
now
a
I
thing.
can't.
No, dry January.
I'm
This
gonna
is a bad time to talk about it because now I'm
was.
like, oh, how good does that sound?
It
But
sounds
it's fine.
good.
Maybe in 30 days or whatever, however
Yeah.
many days. Okay, we have on here DIY projects and crafts.
This was a gateway for me to talk about the fact that I've been making friendship bracelets like crazy. Like it's so calming to me.
I think the DIY projects is for sure.
I want to learn how to use
Craft.
a Cricut this year. My mom has a
Okay.
Cricut and it just sits collecting dust. But you know what
are
it
you
could be
gonna
doing?
make? I'm like scared. I could just like
I'm
I could
convinced-
see you just like making a bunch of shirts with like and then putting rhinestones on them and I'm like actually scared.
No, that's exactly what I'm gonna do probably. I don't know. I'm gonna open an Etsy shop, I think.
No.
I made these bracelets.
What's it say?
This one says Brit. I think. Yeah. Look at it.
Oh, thank you.
It's pretty quality. I honestly think I do a really good job.
This
of
is
making
her
them.
infomercial for her.
And then this one says 28 with a heart. If you want a bracelet, let me know if I should start an Etsy shop. I did that. I have a plethora of bracelets. I gave bracelets as a lot of people to like as like gifts this year
That's cute.
for Christmas. I made this
I did one of those when those like
when they first became popular. You made me one.
Yeah, I made a bunch.
It was really good.
Those are cute. I like that. All right.
So just know, people, watch out.
She's ready to
I'm-
open her shop.
I'm ready.
You put in YouTube.
Yeah. I love YouTube, and I think it's going to make a comeback this year. Not that it ever really went away,
Yeah.
but I think that like more creators are going to like move off TikTok. I think TikTok's becoming oversaturated, and people are going to find their way back to making long form. I think our minds are going to start as weird as it sounds, because I know people's attention spans are getting shorter. I, for one, I love a long format video, like an hour-long
Same.
video. That's what I need to put on, because then I can just do that and then go about my other little tasks, like cleaning or working, and have it on the background.
I agree.
I love a long format video, and I think more people are going to do that type of content. I hope they do. That's content I love.
I like it. I like it. Okay, outs. Now we've got the 2024. What is going to be out?
Out.
I was laughing so hard, you guys. I was talking to Evan about this. I'm like, what are your ins and outs for 2024? He didn't really get it at first. And I'm like, it's like, what do you want this year? What do you want gone? He's like, oh, outs? Queso. He screams queso.
That's wild. I thought he loved queso.
He does, but I was like, I could not control myself. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, no, what do you mean?
Like, he doesn't want queso from like,
I don't know.
I think some of the staple restaurants we go to as friends.
He's for sure
He's the
still
one
having
ordering
it.
queso.
But I think he was like, nobody eats as much queso as me. And I was like, that's true. So I think he just wants to stop because, like...
No, other people don't. Me and Brian love queso.
No, but, like, every time he gets... Like, let's say we get Chipotle, he gets side of chips and queso. He, like, always feels like crap after. And...
So he doesn't want that for himself.
He wants to not feel like crap. But I also can be just, like, a combination of things. But, yeah, so he's just screamed to me. He's like, oh, outs? Queso. I'm like, okay... I did not see that coming. We literally had it like 2 days ago.
Queso would be such a cute name for a dog.
Okay. It's kind of, but like, are you planning that? I thought you already had a name for your future dog.
2 names. One for a boy, one for a girl dog. You know both names. You came up with one of them.
I already forgot. Out is bad memory. My memory is so terrible. I say it all the time. I have a memory of a goldfish. Oh.
But probably our first dog's name, nobody fucking steal this. Thor. Baby Thor.
I have a feeling probably they won't steal it.
No, I don't think they will either, but like that's mine and Brian's first dog name is going to be Thor. And it's going to be
cute.
it's going to be a tiny little dog. Its name is going to be Thor.
That's cute.
And we're going to get a stuffed animal hammer. Thor's hammer. Proceed with the out.
I said scrolling in bed, which we kind of already talked about. Negative self-talk.
Gotta stop.
It's gonna be so difficult, but
we have to keep each other accountable for that.
Yeah.
I didn't write that, you did, but I'll hold us accountable.
Yeah. I like this saying, like, if you're talking bad to yourself, I'm gonna say, don't talk about my friend that way.
I'm gonna say the same thing to you.
Okay.
And then you're probably gonna be like, shut the fuck up. And I'm gonna be like, check episode 20 of the season.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll hold each other accountable. Mm-hmm. All right, you put this next one.
Yes, I did. It started with false lashes, but then it changed to false strip lashes. You and I both used to be big on wearing fake eyelashes. I would say probably half of the first, like, season 1 episodes we did, we always had fake eyelashes on.
I would say more than half. Yeah. Well, now I'm just too lazy, but I don't even think I like it really anymore a lot of the time. I feel like
your lashes look better sometimes just without them.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. It depends on the day, like,
yeah,
or the event, but definitely 100%. Not an everyday thing. Like, if you have a major event, fine. But if it's just like a daily thing, I just have been like less is more.
Yeah,
lately, which is so wild because I love makeup so much. But
same.
I don't know. I feel you on that.
That clean girl aesthetic type situation, but I think just very like light mascaras. Like my makeup's not that light right now. I'm working on it. I have a hard time with like the no makeup look.
Yeah, I always attempt.
Same. And it's always like I took it a little bit too far when I look in the mirror.
All of a sudden there's a wing. I know.
I don't know how to do my makeup without a wing. That's just...
All right, you put this one too. Next on the outs is FOMO.
FOMO. No more feeling FOMO. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm not missing out on anything. If I'm not there, that's fine. People can have their fun, but I'm not going to live in this fear or this anxiety.
I agree. I feel like I kind of did this
in 2023. I think you did too. And I think you did very well with it. I feel like I'm halfway there.
Yeah. Getting better.
Yeah.
I definitely don't do things I don't want to do anymore. Like, if it's an event and I'm like, oh, but like I don't really want to do it, but like I just don't want to miss this. Or what if something happens?
Right.
Like I'm over that. Like,
yeah.
I made my choice and I'm happy with it.
And how's living life without FOMO?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, see? Something we can all learn from.
But the problem is, I don't really get it, but Evan still gets it.
Does he?
Yeah.
So he needs to learn.
So
it's out.
He's getting better though too, I think. But still, he definitely still gets so like if I'm like I don't really want to go to that, and he's like, but what if
it's
this
the most
or what
fun
if
thing
that?
ever.
Yeah, I'm like
nothing's gonna be the most fun thing ever. I don't think. I don't know.
What, you put Chipotle on out?
I did in the moment, but I'm saying that You're craving it. Like I could see myself eating it tomorrow. So
it's not totally out, but
not totally.
How about this for an overall trend?
Out like,
for the general public.
I think
it's an out. Yeah, I agree.
Don't see it making a comeback.
Did I tell you what happened?
What happened?
So we got it through drive-through.
No, okay.
Drive-through. Like we picked it up.
Chipotle lane.
Yeah, Chipotle lane.
They gotta change that name. Chipotle lane.
Yeah, I thought it was the Chipotle lane. I don't know. Whatever it is.
That's a better name for it. If it's not the Chipotle lane, it should be the Chipotle lane.
No, so we go through the thing, and I like open the bag, and I got a side of chips and queso for myself. Not Evan. Did not get the
no queso because it's out. No queso. No queso. 2024. Ow.
No, so I open the bag and I pull out the little side of queso, and it's literally a fourth full.
Yes, you did tell me this.
1/4 full.
And so
I'm like, Evan, please drive back around and just ask her if she can like add something to this, because I can't even use this for a chip.
No.
Like one chip's gonna be gone. So he pulls back around, he like literally holds it up and he's like, hey, do you think there's any way we could get some more of this? Like it's just really, there's nothing in here. And she goes, no, I'm sorry.
Like her check depended on it?
My face dropped. I was like, what? Evan was like, and of course, like Evan was driving. Like if it was me, I would have been like, oh, what do you mean?
Yeah.
No. Like, can we talk about it? Like, what do you mean? But he was just like, oh. And he's like, well, there's nothing in here. And she's like, yeah, but that's like 2 ounces. Like, that's what you're supposed to get for a side. And he's like, every other time we get a side, like, it's full, but okay. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. And so like, we just left without it. I was like, I would have not left that window without a full case. So if I had to pay for it, whatever I had to do in that moment, would have been like, I was shocked.
He was thinking to himself, good,
queso's out this year. He's like, it's out for everyone. Yeah, no. So
if I can't have queso, neither can
nobody can. Yeah. So that was my experience recently. So I'm kind of feeling that.
Yeah.
That way. You also just straight up called out another company. Like, I don't know what you went through recently, but like, what did you go through?
I don't like Ubers.
Yeah, you said out.
Yeah, it is, but I will still use it.
What do you want people to do?
Take taxis.
We don't even have that.
I think we should bring back taxis.
Good old fashioned.
Good old fashioned. I used it when I was in college. You would have to call a number and order a taxi. And I feel like we could do well by that.
I just don't think that's likely.
I don't either. Will I probably call an Uber throughout this year? Yes. But I don't like it. I think they need to do some updating of their business model.
Okay.
I just
write that down.
Write that down.
Write
that down.
And then we already did talk about this.
Yeah,
next
the
one,
coffee in the morning.
No coffee in the morning.
No coffee in the morning.
I don't know. That kind of concludes what's been going on with how we're starting this new year.
Some hot takes.
Hot takes. On the bonus content, we're going to be doing 2023 highlights, going back through our year, talking about things that happened. So if you want to see that, tune into the bonus. But let's get into some of these shady stories. We had some good ones, so
let's go
writing your stories in. These were some good ones. Starting with shady story number 1. I've been with my partner for 18 years, and we have a 17-year-old son together. His mom and sister never liked me and made this clear with their constant snipes and digs at me whenever we were around. However, I would just ignore it and always remain polite. 5 years ago, my partner got many long texts out of the blue from his sister and mom explaining how the family does not like me and I'm not welcome in their home anymore and they're sick of me. They told him I'm not good enough for him and that if he doesn't leave me, he is no longer part of the family, as well as a load of other insults, including saying I wasn't raised with class. They also said they felt sorry for my son having a mother like me. The list is endless. I want to stress I've never done anything wrong. He was shocked, embarrassed, disappointed, and disgusted with what they were saying about me and chose me and our son. His mother still called him every Christmas and on his or our son's birthday and sent them money. The rest of the year, nothing. Didn't hear anything from the rest of the family at all. Every Christmas, he would take our son and go over for one day and have a meal there. I would stay home or go see my mom. They would come home with loads of gifts for them both, and my name wouldn't be in the Christmas card. It was like I didn't exist. Anyway, they called my partner the other day and told him I'm invited to go over for this year for Christmas and gifts. I have no contact with them for 5 years, and I have no idea why the sudden change. But what I want to know is whether I should keep away or forgive the past and go around.
Whew, that's a tough one.
I wish we would
And
have
it's
seen this.
before Christmas.
Yes, because I obviously don't know how it played out, but in
Yeah,
this
decision
situation,
was made.
I almost feel like I would want to know
Why now?
What's the
What
incentive? What's the
changed?
reasoning?
What's the motive?
Yes,
There's a motive.
ulterior motive.
There could be an ulterior motive. But some there was a flip that switched. Is there a family member amongst that group?
That flip?
Yeah.
A flip that switched?
A switch that flipped. That's a saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Did the switch flip?
Yes. You said a flip that switched.
That too. Potato, tomato. Or no. What do I say?
What do you say?
I say, now I can't even remember my own funny saying.
I don't either. Tomato, potato, potato, tomato. Something like that.
I don't know.
But yeah, so what'd you do? Can you write back in, please?
Yeah, we want to know. I don't really have good advice for this because, like, I feel like I am a people pleaser and I would have went just to know what was going to happen for the plot.
Yeah, I guess too.
Would have you gone? I feel like I would have gone. Maybe. I don't know. It's
I
hard
wouldn't
to say.
have gone.
You wouldn't have gone?
But I also feel like it depends on the husband's reaction.
I wouldn't have gone.
Now you changed your mind?
I would have asked you if I was in this position if I should go or not, and you said no. So
you
then
would
I
have probably said
I
no?
would have said no because I would have asked you.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there comes a point where you just have to be like, that's enough's enough. And you kind of like move on from that in your head. And like, she already probably had closure and accepted that
they were no longer
they weren't
family.
a part of her life. And then to like just change it up. I don't know if I would be like,
just be like, oh yeah, let me just
no
come
problem.
back and
Let's
act like
pretend
nothing's
that didn't
happened.
happen. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, stay bitter, don't go. But like if you did go, how'd it go?
Let us know.
Did a switch flip? Did you flip a switch?
I'd say this is like 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's pretty shady. All right, shady story number 2. Second shady story of 2024. Did you not think that was funny?
Well, I'm going to be honest. A message popped up from Evan. And he said, first of all, he asked me what he should eat for dinner. And I was like, I don't know. We got Panera. And
no bread.
But I was like, there's no fucking bread, so don't get it. Like, how are you Panera bread, but you run out of bread?
They did have bread for our grilled cheese.
That's true. But anyways, so I told him, I was like, don't get that. They won't have bread. No, so then he goes, Coney Island? And I was like,
that's crazy.
Because how weird is this? I think we've talked about this before. But I think getting eggs for takeout is so weird.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And he only gets omelets there.
So what's he going to get?
So I go, sir, we have plenty of eggs at home. Just make eggs at home.
Not going to get an
So
egg.
he texts me. He goes, just cooked an omelet with moldy fucking cheese. Had to start over. Queso is out.
No queso. Tell him that queso's out for 2024. Also, I love a honey takeout from Coney Island.
That makes more sense because you're not going to make that at
only
home.
national, not Leo's.
But you're going to go get eggs from takeout.
Yeah, that's gross.
And
that's
by the time they get
likes.
home, they're cold. Like, that is so...
That's nasty.
That's weird behavior.
You got to reheat them?
That's weird behavior. You cannot reheat eggs. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Shady story number 2. Second shady story of 2024.
There you go.
Ha. Okay. My husband and I have been together for 10 years and we have our fair share of pettiness. At one point in our relationship, we worked different shifts and generally were not getting along. He is a huge gamer and would always play online with his friends. Well, I noticed while making a payment for our internet bill that I had the ability to manually turn off the Wi Fi. Well, from that day on, every single time we would get into an argument, the Wi Fi would just magically stop working. I was the only one who was an authorized user on the account, so we could never call the company and ask what was going on. Just so he wouldn't catch on that it was me doing it, I would randomly turn off the Wi Fi when we were happily together at home. I have always watched TV on my iPad, so it wasn't inconvenient for me, but for about a year, he would constantly complain about how our internet provider sucked. I no longer do this, but to this day, he will never get service get service with that provider and tell his friends about how their Wi-Fi was so spotty. That's hilarious. That's a
Honestly,
10 out of 10. I think
it's
that's
like
really
so
funny.
innocently perfect.
Yes, it is the perfect amount of innocent petty.
Yeah, I love it. It's just funny that they're still together, married, and just
Yeah.
he never found out. Like,
No, you're
they
never
actually
gonna tell
don't have
him.
bad Wi-Fi.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. I like that. 10 out of 10 because it's perfect. Okay, shady story number 3. Shady or downright illegal? Well, I want to start off by saying that I know this is illegal, but I had no choice. My ex-boyfriend got me a dog for Christmas a few years ago. This dog was my life. Fast forward 2 years and I broke it off. It was the best decision for me, but he kept my dog because he was the one who adopted it and his name was on all the papers, so legally it was his dog. I know that he did this to hurt me, and boy, did it hurt. I was the one that took care of the dog. I took the dog everywhere with me. My entire life revolved around her, and he barely petted her. When I moved out, he would hire dog walkers to walk the dog, and he was traveling a lot, so the dog was being left with random people. He was in no position in his career to be caring for a 3-year-old dog. We hit the 6-month mark of being broken up, and I just couldn't let it go. She was my dog, and I wanted her back. So I took matters into my own hands. I know that when he is home, every night he lets the dog out around 11 p.m., and she stays outside in the yard for about 15 minutes. So I went to his house one night, and I parked down the block and waited outside near a bush with my friend. As soon as the dog was let out, and he was out of sight, I got her attention and she ran over to me and I let her out of the gate. We leashed her and ran back to the car and took off. I did all of this knowing that the next morning I was headed back home many hours away and he would never know. I know I made the right decision because I never heard that he was looking for her. We still have the same circle of acquaintances and nobody ever said anything to me and he never posted on social media that she was missing. Me and my dog are perfectly happy and I'm in a new relationship and he loves her just as much as I do.
Damn. You didn't do shit that was illegal. That was the most illegal story I've ever heard.
I feel like in that scenario, he literally got the dog for her for a gift. I feel like if she had that in writing anywhere,
Yeah.
a judge literally would be like,
That
you
is her
said this
dog.
was for her, so
Yeah,
it's her dog.
That is her dog.
So that's fine.
I mean, I don't see a problem with this. I think you did absolutely what was necessary. I wonder if he didn't say anything because I wonder in the back of his head if he knows like it was her that took the dog.
100%. I was thinking that
Like,
when
do
I
you
read
think
that
like
too.
he knows that like she like imagine he just saw her in the bush and was just like, you know what? She took all these measures to do it. Let her take the dog.
Yeah. I feel like he had to know. Especially also if like acquaintances weren't saying anything to her. I feel like probably because they also knew. So they just didn't want it to be awkward of like, have you seen the dog?
Yeah.
And like knowing she had it.
So is she just like not gonna ever post any pictures of the dog online or anything? Like did she have to live with this dog in secret?
Perhaps.
I know.
It
That's
seems
what
like
I'm kind of curious about.
Kind of seems like
But
it, but
good
yeah.
for you.
I feel like this was a pretty shady one, but
It was
good
shady.
too.
I would say that's like an 8 or a 9 out of 10.
Agreed.
Did what you had to do.
Well, that concludes our first episode of 2024.
Yay.
We're happy to be back, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.